We just came out with a new Jeep Wrangler product and we need your help. So a few weeks back, I was actually sitting at my house and thinking of creating something for the back of my Jeep. And it wasn't just to solve one problem, but a few of them all in one. One of the biggest problems I aimed to solve was create kind of a secure enclosure for the back of my Jeep. Now I had seen some Tuffy enclosures, some of these really expensive ones, Diabolical makes one, and I thought to myself, I didn't want to spend that much first off, and also it's kind of stuck in there after you install it. Sure, you can unbolt it and play around and remove all the steel, but the first thing is I wanted to prevent some prying eyes into the back, because when Ryan and I travel, we've got camera gear, equipment, all sorts of things in the back of here that we really want to protect and not have someone just easily accessible to enter. So that was the first thing I wanted to do. Second thing was we were planning the trip to Daytona and I wanted to be able to carry all of our cargo in the back, which 3 grown adults with camera gear, coolers, canopies, everything else for that show. Space is limited in these Jeeps, so I wanted to create almost a second layer where I could stack things up top there. And then the third thing was it had to be easy to install and easy to remove. I am very big on simplicity and I want things that will work, and when I want to remove them, it doesn't take me too much time to do so. This Jeep is very modular. I'm constantly taking the soft top on, off, the hard top on and off, and I wanted a cargo or a cover that would be easily removable and not have to make any modifications at all. Hence what we see behind me, and what was the initial thought process was cutting it out of a 3/4 inch piece of plywood, mocking it up, which took me about 4 hours, and creating version 1 of the Jeep shelf. So we created the shelf is what we're calling it, and that was version 1 out of plywood. I cut it out, templated it, made it to the best of my ability, which isn't too good with woodworking, and then coated it with some waterproof paint. It held up beautifully. We took it down to Daytona. We had it up top there with a fully loaded Yeti, a canopy in the back, and we could store anything we wanted up there, and it didn't move, it didn't rattle, it didn't make any noise. So I was pretty proud of myself for making that first version. And it works with the soft top on or off. Notches out around this whole corner, and it just worked beautifully. Fast forward a little bit to when we dropped the video in Daytona. We asked you guys, do you like this kind of product, or let us know in the comments, and we had an overwhelming response. I think we were close to 100 people, how about it, Ryan, commenting on this that, hey, you guys need to make it. If you do, we'll buy it. So, well, a few weeks later, we're sitting here at Snitts Creek Custom Kitchens and Cabinets. And I know what you're thinking, why the heck are you at a custom kitchen and cabinet maker? But we're here because after doing a little bit of research locally, I found that they do custom CNC services. So I figured the perfect platform is to get this measured up, get it CNC cut on a table out of wood or whatever material we want to, and then have it worked in the final version. So that being said, today we've got the first version of, almost the final version, the V2 of this. So let's take a look at this 1/4 inch MDF template that we've got out on the Jeep today. We're mocking it up and getting it ready for soon production. So we got 2 incredible folks here that we're working with at Snitts Creek. We've got Sharon and Glendon, who both have been a great family-run business. They've been willing to work with me, which, as you guys know, calling someone to work on something else besides what they normally do, typically you'll get the hang up, either the click or the not at this time or whatever. Sharon, when she answered, she was more than willing to have me drop down, try these panels out, show her what I had to work with, and here we are at this point. So Glendon actually cut this out of a 1/4 inch thick MDF material for templating. So that's why you see the blue painter's tape, all the Sharpie lines on here, and everything that we've got going on, because this is a template. So we wanted to test it out, really get a snug fit while making sure that everything still clears for your soft top brackets, for the brackets up front, clears around the roll cage, gives you a nice clean looking fit, but we can template out of this material because it's cheaper and it's also easier to maneuver. But this is really neat what we've got going here because it was professionally CNC cut. So after he took a few hours, probably a good amount of time to program my rudimentary block in, this is the first sample and we've got it installed. It fits well, all the bolts line up. We're just making some final adjustments to really make it a perfect fit. Our goal is to have this done before the Bantam Jeep show, which is June 9th through the 11th, if I'm not mistaken. And we want to have a few sets there. So if you guys are at that show, we're going to have some of these, or knock on composite wood, we should have a few of those there to buy. The biggest thing that came down to this though, is finding someone local that'll work with us. They're a few minutes down the road. They do incredible custom kitchens here. So they do beautiful work inside the shop. So I figured for them, making 2 pieces of flat wood is probably not rocket science. And they have the ability to use a CNC table and really get this beautiful custom cut edges, and a lot cleaner than me with a jigsaw and a couple beers in back at home. So that we're really happy about. And I think the final product on here is going to be absolutely incredible. The first issue that we overcame was the fact that these are over 5 foot wide in the front there behind those rear seats. So it is over 5 foot, meaning if you're cutting this out of a single sheet of plywood, you're going to waste the entire sheet. You're not able to line them up sideways 4 foot, and you're not going to get that much out of it. So we kind of struggled with that right away, and then that led into the amount of yield that we could actually get when we start producing these. Is it's not that cheap, because you're going to have to get longer sheets and be able to cut them in full length sheets to make sure we can get the over 5 foot length. The second thing that we aimed to do was make sure that it wasn't too floppy or too loose in the center and really bow. Now, if you guys are going to mock this one on this video, the 1/4 inch MDF is bowing a little bit in the middle. That's because it's 1/4 inch MDF, and this is made for templating purposes. The way I look at this is just a thicker version of cardboard for us to be able to cut, but make it a little bit more rigid, try out all the bolt holes, and get it all set up. So making sure that it's rigid enough to hold a cooler on top, hold the canopy, not be able to like stand up and jump on, but make sure that it is rigid enough to be able to hold those items and not flex or bow with you. They use factory hardtop bolt holes, and we can even include those little D-rings that go underneath the bolt hole, and you can tie things down nice and secure up top. But I also wanted the versatility of this. So if you guys have a Yeti cooler, you have a special mount you want to use, you're easily able to mount it on a nice flat surface. With steel, you have to drill a hole through it, add a nutsert, add a nut and bolt underneath it. This, you can easily use some screws, get a nice Yeti border, whatever you're trying to mount up here, it will do that for you, and be a nice secure deck for when you have the top and doors off. You can cleanly secure this across. And the other thing, you know, I'll keep kind of going on to the pros of this, but waterproofing it. So we did get a little bit of waterproofing from this, and when it poured down in Daytona on our last ride home, we did not really get too much water in the back of here. So it's not perfectly waterproof, but it's gonna do the job. If you're out and about, you happen to get a stray storm, it's not gonna fully waterproof it, so no claims on that, but it'll help keep your gear a little bit more dry in the back. Biggest thing we need your help with is how should we finish this and what type of materials. So obviously we're working with Glendon, we're looking at MDF, we're looking at waterproof options, and then we're thinking about doing like a spray on, almost a smooth truck bed liner on here to make it very durable. Or we could also, they have a paint shop in the back, they could match it to the color of your Jeep. And with that being said, we're gonna need your help in the comments of what type of material you'd like to see, and then also what kind of finish. The second thing with that is, would you like to see multiple tiers or multiple levels of prices as they increasingly get more expensive? So we could do like a bare MDF, a bare plywood. We could go as far as doing the coating, do a custom coating on it. And then the last option and the most expensive is actually a composite material. And it's like a C-deck or a completely plastic 3/4 inch that you can really machine and get it customized. But the thing is, we've got the CNC all set up to do this. So once we have the final cutting on here, we're easily able to adjust those materials and set a couple different tiers if you guys are interested in that. But that's the biggest thing, and we rely heavily on our Jeep crowd and our commenters. If you guys have watched the channel for a while, you know we constantly respond to all the comments, and we really listen to you. So that's why we're making this product in the first place, is because you guys showed interest on it, and we figured we could help out some more Jeepers in the process. Now, this is a lot of fun to do. I gotta be honest, we started this channel with the intentions of doing things ourselves, really going out there, earning ours. That's the slogan of this entire channel, but really building and creating a brand that revolves around the Jeep lifestyle. So creating a product, this is a first for us. We've dabbled in a few in the past, but creating a full bore product that is all ours and we can sell to you guys is absolutely incredible. So we cannot thank you enough for helping us get to this point, get to 20,000 subscribers in just a few short months, and really blow up as much as we are. Now, until next time, we're gonna get this thing back into the shop, get the final CNC drawings, get that program completely done up. Well, I'm not, Glendon is, and we're gonna have a full-length video once this product is done in the materials that you guys suggest to us. So definitely click that like and subscribe, follow along for all the content Jeep related and all the new products that we're coming up with. Until next time though, my name is Matt with Dirt Road Cred, and I want you to get out there and earn yours.